What's up everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this video. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, or welcome for the first time. So excited to have you here to celebrate 1,000 subscribers with me. And it may seem small to you, but I am so proud of this little community that we've created here. So I wanted to sit down and first just say thank you. I really am very proud of this channel. I'm proud of me for sticking with these videos for a year now, and I'm so excited for all of the great content to come. And so I just wanted to have a little pause for reflection, and hopefully you all know how much you mean to me. I hope I have expressed that enough in previous videos, but I literally could not be doing this, could not be creating videos if no one was watching them. So thank you for being here and for being subscribed. It means so much to me. So I'm cheersing to that today with my kombucha in my champagne glass. It's the middle of the day. I wasn't gonna pour real champagne, but if you'd like to pour some champagne and celebrate with me while you watch, please do. I fully support that. As you can see by the title or the thumbnail, this is the get to know me tag, and I've seen other YouTubers do this. I've never done a video like this before, and I figure since there's 1,000 of you now, it might be fun for me to share some fun facts and things that you don't know about me or wouldn't assume about me, and put them out here on this video so that you can really take a deeper dive into my life. So I was going to make this video into a Q&A and ask you guys to ask me some questions that you want to get to know about me, but instead I decided I would just list out 25 fun facts and do a get to know me tag. So I'm gonna dive into those 25 facts and hopefully they're interesting to you. Okay, I had to put my fake champagne down so that I can multitask and look at my list here. Feel free to continue drinking your champagne if you'd like. So first and foremost, where am I from? I maybe have alluded to this in other videos. I definitely have actually, but I am from the North Shore, Massachusetts area. So I am right outside Boston, so I live in the greater Boston area. My home is about 10 minutes from the Tobin Bridge without traffic. So that's the area that I live now. I'm born and raised in this area. I am a Boston gal through and through. I think that New England is the best place in the entire world to live. 4 seasons, we have the city, the mountains, the ocean is like a 5-minute drive from my house. So yeah, that's where I live. Also, this list is in absolutely no order. I just threw fun facts together that I thought you'd care about. I was talking with Jonathan last night when I was finishing up my list, and he was giving me some funny things to put on here. So just, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Next is I went to Catholic high school. So if you did watch a recent morning Get Ready With Me video, I talk about how I'm starting to read the Bible right now for the first time, and I talk about how I don't consider myself a religious person. So kind of funny because I went to Catholic high school. I'm not Catholic. I do not follow the Catholic practice, but I definitely believe in God and just don't believe in so many of the man-made rules. I'm just kind of on a journey right now to explore my faith, but I did go to Catholic high school. Had to wear a uniform, that whole thing. So next is that I have been with my husband since we were 15 years old. We were freshmen in high school. We've been together pretty much straight through. First semester of college, we broke up to just explore our options, see what else is out there, and we came back Christmas break and we were like, we are the best people in the entire world for each other. So we've been together pretty much straight through freshman year of high school other than that. And a fun fact added on is that both of our parents are high school sweethearts. So Jonathan's mother, I think, was in like 8th grade when she started dating my father-in-law, Jonathan's dad. And then my parents, I'm pretty sure, were sophomores in high school. So it's just really cool, must run in our blood, I don't know. When you know, and I firmly believe in that. So next is I'm an Aquarius, and I am an Aquarius rising and an Aquarius moon. So I am like air energy through and through, and my husband Jonathan is a Libra, so he is an air sign too. And if you don't follow astrology or whatever, Libra and Aquarius are extremely compatible, so it's probably why we work so well together. But it's a lot of air energy over here. I am like everything that you can write about an Aquarius describes me pretty much. Next is I'm pretty obsessed with Harry Potter. My little buddy over here, his name is Dobby, if you didn't know. I read Harry Potter when I was young, and I've reread it a few times. I just love the feeling Harry Potter gives to me. I will just pick it up and read like a few chapters from a random book in the series when I'm feeling bored or when I'm feeling like I just need to feel something magical. I don't know. I love Harry Potter, and that's just a little bit about me. So next up, I went to business school. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I still don't. I think we're always kind of exploring, but I do think a good piece of advice that I was given was to go to business school if you don't know exactly what you want to be, because it pretty much sets you up for success wherever you end up. So I did go to Bryant University in Rhode Island, go Bulldogs, graduated with a business degree, and that was fun. And then the next fact, kind of stemming off of that, is that I am a full-time campus recruiter. I love working with students. I feel like when you're in your junior and senior year of college trying to start your career, I just think there's so many opportunities at your door, and I love talking with students about that. I do a lot of events and resume building and career prep, interview prep, things like that, in addition to just recruiting, and it's one of my favorite parts about the job. You get to form a lot of awesome relationships with students and help them feel really good about the choices they're making to start their career. So that's just what I like to do. So next up is the reason that I started my YouTube channel, and it's funny, I wasn't even going to include this in here, and then my girlfriend Alyssa, who I met on YouTube, I've never even met her in person, but I feel like we've created a connection on our YouTube channels. She's a fairly new YouTuber too, and she said, you know, I should talk about why I started my channel, what I've learned that I love about my channel, what maybe caught me by surprise about just creating this platform. And I think that's such a good question. To be honest, I started my YouTube channel genuinely because I felt like I wanted to draw deeper connections with others, and I felt like I had life experiences that could be helpful to other people. I feel like so often we have things that happen to us in our life, or we learn things through failure or through successes that we just don't share with other people. All that to say, I wanted to start a channel, and the thing with YouTube is that you do need to have some sort of niche when you get started in order to gain an audience. And so at the time I was newly engaged, and I thought I'm gonna start talking about wedding content because that's relatable for a big population of people, and I feel like I'm learning a lot about planning a wedding, and I'm gonna share that. And so it was 2020 when I was starting to curate my content, and then before even starting my channel, the pandemic hit and weddings were getting canceled left and right. So I was like, okay, no one's gonna watch my videos because no one really wants to talk about weddings right now because it's a sad topic coming from someone that had to cancel her wedding. From that, I had to start thinking about other things that I could share and things that people would care to hear about. I didn't want to ever just sit here and talk about myself, even though I'm doing that literally right now. I didn't want this channel to just be like, come hang out with me and me add no value to the viewers. I always want my videos to be helpful in some way. And so I've learned that I love doing that. I love finding things in my life. I'm never fabricating. I'm never creating a storyline that doesn't exist. Like things that are going on in my life, things I've learned, I love sharing them. I think one of the greatest things we can do with others is share our experiences to help prepare other people for similar experiences, or to help steer you in a direction that maybe you didn't know you want to go into, or whatever. I just love connecting with others and hopefully being helpful. So hope that answered that question, Alyssa, but also hope it was helpful for you to hear that that's why I started this channel and that's why I stuck around, because I love it. Also, another fun fact actually is that I eloped last year in the middle of a pandemic, and I've definitely talked about this in other videos. I just recently, 2 months ago, had my dream wedding that I always wanted, but last year we did postpone our wedding and we didn't tell anyone except immediate family, and we decided to just get married on our 11-year anniversary. That was one piece of magic to truly come out of the pandemic. It's been the day that we've celebrated our relationship since we were 15, and it was a Monday night and we got married on our 11-year anniversary, and it was so special. We got to announce it the next day to the world and tell everyone we can't wait to celebrate with them in 2021, which we did. And yeah, we eloped and it was awesome. And also, I know that I'm using the term elope very loosely. It's really not an elopement because our family did know, but no one else did, and I think it's romantic to call it an elopement. So when you're a COVID bride, you get to do whatever you want. Oh, I did put on here for my next fun fact, we had our big celebration this year, so sorry, it's kind of 2 facts in one. And there is a video on my YouTube channel if you want to see our wedding celebration. It was even more special that we still got to have our June big wedding. That was always the dream. Next is probably lame, and as I was writing it, I was like, I probably shouldn't put this in here, but it's so true. One of my favorite things in life is making people laugh. Like, genuinely, I get a high from it. Like, I love being goofy and being silly, and maybe it is a people pleaser thing, I don't know. I think I definitely get it from my dad. My mom also is super funny, like the sweetest woman, but I think there's just something in me that I got from my father where we just thrive when we're in an environment where we're making people laugh and smile, and like we are, I don't know, creating a good time. And it's not like if I make a joke and it doesn't land that I get upset or anything. It's just like, I don't know, when I'm in a room and people are all laughing, it's amazing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be me making them laugh, but just laughter and like being funny and being goofy is just like my favorite type of situation to be in, and I wanted to put that in here. Next, I've been a dancer since I was 3 years old. I danced competitively through high school, and then I did dance on my college dance team for 2 years, and then I didn't dance after that. I mean, I still hit the club. I miss it so much. I can't wait to have a little girl or a little boy that hopefully loves to dance so that I can just be like that. That'll be me. I ran the Boston Marathon in 2019, and if you didn't know my engagement story, there is a video. It's one of my first videos, I think. Jonathan and I talked about our engagement. And so I ran the Boston Marathon for Jonathan's brother, Nikki, who has spina bifida. I ran with Tufts Medical Center, and 2 days before the marathon, Jonathan and I went in. There's kind of like a pre-marathon celebration, and him and I went in with my team. We had dinner with my team. We hung out for the whole day, and Jonathan was like, let's go to the finish line. They had a whole setup at the finish line. He was like, let's just go check it out at sunset. And we get to the finish line. He gives his phone to one of my teammates to take a picture, and he proposed to me. And he said he wanted to do it around the marathon because it meant so much to him that I was running for his brother, that I was committing to this, and he said he wanted to be with me every step of the way, and he meant with the ring. The funnest part about it all is that I am like in shock. If you didn't know, Jonathan is a lawyer now, and so he was in law school at the time. This is 2019, and I did not even think an engagement was possible until he graduated law school and he took the bar exam. So this was all before that, and so I just wasn't expecting an engagement at all, and so I was so shocked. And right after he proposed, Channel 7 and Channel 5 News were in my face with cameras asking us questions, congratulating us. We were all over the news. Our family knew immediately it happened, and it just was so funny to look back. Jonathan's like articulating himself so well because he knew this engagement was gonna happen, and I'm just like, it was such a special night. We were engaged. We did not really celebrate that night because I was running a marathon, but we did celebrate very hard 2 days later after the marathon, and it was like the best weekend of my life until my wedding. And then my second wedding. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into some fun, random, rapid fire facts. I don't know. These were the ones that really came out of me chatting with Jonathan. He's like, why don't you talk about your favorite yard game? People care about that. Like, you probably don't, but maybe it'll give you a little bit of insight into who I am. So my favorite yard game is Can Jam, and I am so sick at it. I have like a Barry Zito curved throw, and honestly, I'm not very athletic. There's not many things that I'm good at in life, but Can Jam is one of them. My favorite alcoholic beverage right now is a dirty martini. And it's weird because martinis usually get me so tipsy so quick, but dirty martinis like haven't been. I don't know if it's the pickle juice and the salt, but it's been great. I've been able to have like 2 and feel good, and yeah. Also red wine. I've been on like a red wine kick because I think the whole summer all I did was drink white wine and rosé, and now that the fall is approaching, I'm sipping on that red. Honestly, pumpkin beer is gonna be my favorite coming up. So next, this is not rapid fire. This is gonna be a little story time for you. So I was like, maybe I should share my most embarrassing story. And then I was like, well, what is my most embarrassing story? And then I remembered. Let me paint a picture for you. It's freshman year of college. I'm on the dance team, like I mentioned, and I was at dance practice. This was in the middle of finals, by the way. So this was spring semester, like finals week, might have been midterms, But it was like definitely a time where students were a little bit more stressed, and that helps with the story, trust me. It was late at night and I had just gotten back from dance practice. Maybe not late, but it was like 9 o'clock. It was definitely dark out. And I was tired. I was stressed from studying, stressed from dance, and I don't know about you guys, but I lived off of microwave mac and cheese in college. And so it was the Kraft little like pre-cupped mac and cheeses. And so I put said mac and cheese with the powder, like the cheese powder, into the microwave. I did not add water. You can see where this is going. I then put it in the microwave and went to go brush my teeth and like wash my face. And my bathroom, I was in a dorm, so my bathroom was like down the hall, out of my room. And so I don't know what skin routine I was doing then, but I must have been gone for like a while, washing my face, and all of a sudden the fire alarms are going off and I'm like, who did that? So I don't even get to go back to my room. I have to just be escorted outside. We're evacuated. Like the fire alarm literally is going off. I just remember everyone was so annoyed because again, it was late at night. People were studying, people were trying to sleep. Like it was definitely finals week. Again, maybe midterms, but fast forward, 3 fire trucks show up, like squads and squads of firemen, and no one has any idea what's going on. And so all of a sudden, the fireman comes out. Honestly, he was so cute too. I was like, oh my God. But they're like, oh, who's in room like 22B or whatever? And I'm just like, the light bulb goes off. Oh my God, the mac and cheese. So you can imagine, they are like, can you please come with me? So they bring me up to the room. My room is like just smoke. And they're like, this was you? Were you making the mac and cheese? I was like, who's asking? Okay. Basically, they had to ask me, like, did you intentionally do this? They have to make sure you're not, like, trying to harm anyone, which I was like, no, like, definitely not my intent. And I was like, I did not put water in the mac and cheese. I definitely started crying. So yeah, they lectured me on the importance of adding water to your mac and cheese. I was like, trust me, I know now. It smelled like burnt mac and cheese the rest of the night. Like, no one slept well. Like, it was so bad. And then I was known as mac and cheese girl all of college. Like literally everyone called me mac and cheese girl. It ended up being in our senior year yearbook. Like this was freshman year. Senior year yearbook, it was listed as one of the top 10 things to happen. And that's my most embarrassing story. So thanks for listening. Next is I love traveling. And I wasn't gonna put this one on here because I feel like most people love traveling, maybe not. I just love seeing new places. It is something that like re-energizes me. It makes me excited about life. I love the feeling of getting excited for a trip, and I love the feeling of just being in a new place. And Jonathan and I guess another fun fact on this one is that we studied abroad together. Technically we lived separately in college our junior year. We were in Florence, Italy. It is the best place in the entire world. Tuscany is magic. And we chose Florence because he's Italian and we wanted to be there, but also because it is in a central location, so you could really travel anywhere in Europe. We went to Morocco, which is actually probably my favorite place I've ever been. And so I've been to a ton of places and I feel so blessed that I'm able to do that. And I think I prioritize traveling in my life. Like I won't buy certain things because I want to make sure I have money to like travel. It's on the top of my fulfillment list. It fulfills me like no other. So I love traveling. Next is my favorite book. So honestly, Harry Potter, like the series, is definitely my favorite book series, my favorite thing to read, I guess. But my favorite book is Tuesdays with Morrie. I read it when I was really young and I've reread it again a few times. I think that the story, the message, everything is just so sweet, and a book that has always just like captured my heart. I love Tuesdays with Morrie, so definitely read it if you haven't. I'm sure you have. I think now it's in a lot of like academia curriculum. But it's a great read. My favorite movie is Remember the Titans, like a lot of people. Also, for a long time, my favorite movie was Poseidon, but now when I watch it or think about it, it is such an anxiety-ridden movie that it's not my favorite anymore. So Remember the Titans is just like the best feel-good movie. I also love Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts is just literally everything. So, and then lastly on this theme, my favorite TV show is Outlander. If you have not watched this, Lord, what is you doing? Honestly, I had not even really heard about it until this year, and I watched it, and then when I finished like the 6th season, or no, I think the last season is the 5th. When I finished, I started it all over again and watched it all over again. I won't even tell you anything about it because when I stumbled upon it, I didn't know anything about it beforehand, and I think that's the best way to watch something new because you have no expectations, and Outlander is just so good. And there still are like 3 more seasons that are guaranteed. They've been like contracted for more, so you don't have to worry about watching it and it getting canceled on you. Watch Outlander and thank me later. All right, 5 more fun facts. Hope you're still with me here. Okay, so this is really random, but just something about me. I've had the same friend group since high school. Like, I am someone that created really strong friendships early in my life, and I've maintained them. And I know, like, I met a lot of people at college that didn't have friends from home, that it just wasn't the dynamic at their school or in their city. I think everyone is so different with the way life goes. You move somewhere new, but I consider myself so blessed that I have all of the same friends from high school, like my friend group. And my 2 best friends, they were the maid of honors in my wedding. I've been friends with them since 5th and 6th grade, and us 3 have been best friends since 6th grade. And I just think that's super cool. Like, my girlfriend Leanne, I met actually this summer before 6th grade, and we didn't even go to the same high school together. We only went to the middle school together for 1 year, but we just have stayed best friends the whole time. And when I really take time to think about that, it's pretty crazy, and I think it just, like, our relationship stands the test of time. And then my girlfriend Lily, my other maid of honor, the one that just had the baby, I've definitely talked about this. We met in 6th grade, and we did go to high school together. She went to the Catholic school with me, and we've also been best friends since then. And I just think that's such a blessing. Like, they're 2 of my biggest blessings in life. And then again, my friend group of, like, my girlfriends, my guy friends, we've all just been the same since high school. And I just think it's cool, and I consider myself so grateful. I also have awesome friends that were in my wedding that I've probably talked about before too, that are my best friends, but I'm really grateful for the longevity of my, like, adolescent friendships. All right, next, again, no order, my favorite number is 22, and some fun little things with the number 22. One is that, so I dated Jonathan in high school, like I mentioned. He was an athlete. He played 3 sports every year, seasonally, and I would always try to get him to, like, wear 22, or, like, I don't know why that just came to my mind, but I would always bring up 22 to him. I remember we were best friends before we started dating, so from when we were like 13, 14, 15, and there was one night where we stayed up on the phone. This is like so lame and cheesy, but I don't care, I love it. We stayed on the phone all night long until 6:22 in the morning. And I remember we kept being like, oh, we'll get off the phone like in 10 minutes or whatever. And finally, it was literally the sun was rising, and I was like, let's get off the phone at 6:22 because I love the number 22, and that's when we'll get off the phone. So a few months later, it was June 22nd in 2009. It was 6:22, and we started dating because of that phone call, because 6:22 like meant something to us. So that was just cheesy 15-year-old Courtney and Jonathan thinking we were cute. And then because of the pandemic, we ended up being able to get married on June 22nd of 2020. So 22 is a great number, and it's my favorite. Next, my favorite thing to cook is nothing. I'm not kidding, I hate cooking, but I love to bake. I'll cook, like, to provide. Like, if Jonathan doesn't feel like cooking one night, he loves cooking. Like, I'll cook, I can cook. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all. I like cleaning, so Jonathan loves cooking. I'll always clean, I'll always help prep, I will set the table, but the actual act of cooking is like a waste of time for me. I'm like, I can be doing so many other things. Sorry, maybe that'll change through life, maybe it won't. It's okay if a woman says she doesn't love cooking. Don't get your panties in a bunch. But I do love to bake. For me, the process of baking is just enjoyable, it's cozy, it's comfortable. I don't know, I love baking and I hate cooking, fun fact. And then I wanted to put in my favorite quote, and honestly, I have so many quotes. I love a ton of quotes from Harry Potter. Sorry, I do. I also love Winnie the Pooh quotes. I think there is some serious philosophical messaging in Winnie the Pooh. He was wise beyond his years. But I wanted to put Maya Angelou is definitely someone that I always like read her quotes, read her messages, read anything about her life, and I'm inspired. So 2 of my favorite Maya Angelou quotes. The first is, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I feel like I genuinely try to live my life like this, to always make sure that people have a positive experience with me, as long as I'm living my values and I'm not compromising myself to meet the needs of someone else. But I just want to be a good person, and I want people to remember how I made them feel, and hopefully it was positive. And then The second quote is, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." So similarly, I want to just be a good human being, and I want to do it in my own way, and I want to have some style while I do it, because Maya's a queen. So yeah, those are my favorite quotes right now. Lastly, I wanted to do my favorite memory, and this is probably anticlimactic because if you've seen my other videos, you probably know that I'm going to say my wedding. I definitely think if I had to pick one moment from my wedding to be my favorite memory, it was definitely our private last dance. I will never forget the feeling of hugging my husband, finally being able to look at him and know that we had this wedding day that we've wanted for so long. It was so special. There were no cameras, no videographers around, no one was around. The DJ was there playing the music. It was just us after the best day of our whole life, and that memory is something that I will never forget. I could honestly talk in length about a lot of moments from the wedding day that were my favorite. Also, I think you can have more than one favorite memory. Like Jonathan seeing me for the first time in my dress, his reaction, the feeling I had when he saw me, that was also really special to me. And yeah, pretty much the whole day was my favorite memory. And I didn't know if I was going to feel this way because I loved our elopement ceremony so much that I was nervous that our wedding day wouldn't feel as magical, but it did. And so those are 25 fun facts about me that hopefully you cared to listen to. And I hope that you're not like, ah, I'm gonna unsubscribe now, she's boring. And so thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I know that I have expressed my gratitude already in this video, but just to reiterate that you all mean the world to me, and I love being here. I love doing this. I'm going to continue doing this, even if it stays at 1,000 subscribers for years to come. I love you guys. You're here, you're watching me, you're supporting me, and please leave a comment down below. Say what's up. If you're new, say hi. Meeting you for the first time is my favorite, and then when we get to stay connected, it's even better. So just thank you for being here. I cannot say that enough, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.